Time for our weekly conversation with Pride of the Jaguars running back Fred Taylor, Titans Jaguars, week 17. Merry Christmas, Fred. Hope you had a good one. How's it going?
All is good, man. Christmas was good. Kids found out that they're going to Paris
Oh,
for, yeah, they'll be going to Paris for New Year's. So that was their present. They opened these empty boxes and boom, it has Taylor Paris Takeover was in there on some hoodies. So, and they got tickets, that whole thing. So to see the smiles on their faces, that made me feel great. And they only get one gift. Like we're at the point you get one or two gifts, and that's that. No on this big Santa stuff.
that's a pretty damn good gift, by the way. But how's your French, Fred?
It's awful. We is about the only thing I know. And my wife knows a little bit more. But my son Austin, he took French 4 years in high school, and he'll be kind of doing the translations for us. So
Okay.
yeah, he's excited more than anybody.
Yeah, we is usually the right answer when the wife asks a question. So, yeah,
That's the only answer almost.
it's about right. Fred Taylor with us. Week 17, this game last week against the Raiders was just painful again. A lot of the same reasons, though. I mean, big plays on defense allowed, the offense unable to get anything really going consistently. Let's start on defense. They're facing Mason Rudolph this week at quarterback for Tennessee, and they've got Pollard in the running game and
Yep.
Calvin Ridley down the field. So, what about this Jags defense now in week 17? How do they, it's the same question every week. What do they do now?
They one, you have to start with not jumping off sides. Let's start there.
Oh, man.
Let's start with having a little bit of discipline. Let's start with acting like we're, veteran players that are getting paid a handsome ransom to go out there and do a job, right? So dial in on that, focus on that, learn how to line up properly. Know your assignments, no busted coverages. That's going to make the job for the Titans that much easier if you do those things improperly or incorrect. So line up properly, stay on side, know your assignment, and go out there and compete. Just play hard. And really, that's the formula that can help you get halfway through some of these losses that you've had if you only just do what you're supposed to do. I think on the flip side, you mentioned Mason Rudolph, Calvin Ridley, who I know wants revenge. More than a good performance, he wants to beat the Jags after, coming there for a year, then going back. Leaving to go over to Tennessee. You can bet he's going to play his tail off. And Tony Pollard, he's been their only real bright spot offensively. I thought he came in from Dallas and did well this year for what they had over there. So I don't expect it to be a high scoring game. It'll be a lot like the very first matchup. Hopefully, the Jaguars don't need a last minute fourth down stop to preserve a victory. But if they do, they have to be prepared to go out there and make it happen.
Andrew Wingard should be in the lineup this week. Darnell Savage in the concussion protocol. He was a little chippy after the game last week. I don't know if you saw his comments
Yeah.
that, hey, why aren't you in the lineup? He said, I don't know. I was ready to play, and it was one of the most raw answers we've heard in that locker room this year. There's there's a fine line there, right? You don't want to really upset the coaching staff and things, but you also got to tell the truth sometimes. And Andrew Wingard, if anything, is going to go out there and tell you what he feels. Well, now he's got a chance to go out there and play like he feels too.
Yeah, NFL still is the hierarchy system. You make off-season moves, and you're going to give those guys the first bite at the apple. And you have guys that are quietly in the background who knows their assignments, who you can depend on from a hustle and a competitive, competing standpoint. I think Winger's that guy. He's a guy who's played hard to stay around here, and he wants to show that I'm ready to play. And he's kept himself ready to play. So those comments don't bother me. If I were a coach, hey, I got to find a way to get the players that want to play out there, the players that aren't going to have the mental errors or the busted coverages or what have you. So if he's that guy, give him a shot. He might not be the most talented from a physically gifted or athletic standpoint, But if you know what you're supposed to do, again, you're halfway there because you can anticipate things happening. And that's what it is on defense. It's personnel recognition, formation recognition. These are the concepts that potentially might come from these personnels and formations. And if you can get everybody lined up, communicate fast on defense, then you can play better. You have put yourself in position to make plays. So, and if Wingard's that guy, give him a shot.
Fred Taylor with us. Jaguars offense is the new left tackle this week. Walker Little is out, so Van Lannen's going to go there again. Let's see the running game. Tank Bigsby had a fumble last week.
Can't have those.
No, that's kind of popped back up again. We'll see what happens with that down the stretch. But there's always Brian Thomas Jr. And even he had a drop last week. It was a holding call, wouldn't have mattered anyway. But you got to keep feeding this guy. This is the positive. It's really one of the biggest positive story in this team, I think, down the stretch is the development of Brian Thomas Jr. and what it means for the future.
Yeah, I mean, he's an outstanding talent. He's crushing a receiving record each and every week. I was asked if he's the next Jimmy Smith, and simply put, I said he has a lot of work to do. But I love the potential. I love the upside. You have to continue to feed him. Double-digit targets per game should be a goal of the offense coordinator. And hopefully they can get the offense inspired behind his play. Yes, we don't want to see any drops from our receivers, especially beautiful deep balls that they laid out for him last week. But he bounced back, I thought. I thought he bounced back, continued to get open, hauled one in, didn't get frustrated by that one miscue there. In the running game, yeah, Tank can't fumble the ball. Travis still waiting to see something. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to figure it out. I can go and watch a ton of film, possibly figure it out. But as of now, just look like his confidence is a bit shattered, potentially soaking, not understanding why he's not performing well, why he's not getting, those carries, those touches. And you need that sometimes. But if Tank keeps fumbling, he's going to be forced to get the touches. That's just how it goes. And he has to be ready. So hopefully they can put something together, man, figure it out. But again, I think this could potentially be a low-scoring game. I don't know, a 17-10 type matchup with the Jaguars win.
Well, it was last time. It was what, 10-6 was the final?
10, yeah, something like that. But I think, a lot of times in these divisional matchups, when you know each other so well, you can either go lower or guys can anticipate things happening and make busts. And, that sometimes leads to scores. So still, overall, I think it'll be pretty low-scoring game. And that doesn't mean go on your FanDuel or Hard Rock bet or whatever. I'm just saying, in my mind, I think it's a low-scoring game.
Fair enough. Got to put that out there for sure. All right, let's get a sweep of the Titans. That would be nice, Fred.
Yeah, take it back to 99 and do that.
Oof.
That would have been a little nicer. That still haunts me. But a sweep is a sweep, right? So, even if the Jaguars are having a down season, to beat the Titans twice in the season is something to hopefully encourage yourself going forward to the next season. We need something.
We do. We'll see if we can get it today. Fred, we'll talk to you in the post game. Appreciate it.
I will be there.
Bon voyage.
Bon voyage.